on this microphone without saying anything. I didn't even get to it. But I want to say this. This is the first thing I want to say. Men, Christian men, it is your God-given right to have, to lead, and to have dominion over women. I'm going to say that again. It is your God-given right to have, to lead, and to have dominion over, women. The reason that I say that is in your Bible. It's clear as day. A woman came from your rib. You're supposed to lead is God over man, man over woman, woman over child. So I'm going to say that again. Man, Christian men, it is your God-given right to have, to lead, and to have dominion over women or a woman. God said it's not good for man to be alone, so he created Eve. So when we have these conversations, I'm just going to let you know that it is in your right to have a woman. And you don't have to listen to her. She don't have to backtalk you. And coming from a person that is raised in the deep South, Birmingham, Alabama, women aren't even supposed to be in the pulpit. I'm gonna say that again. Women aren't supposed to be in the pulpit, but we have people like Kamala Harris being able to go sit in Jamal Bryant's church. I'm going to play this video and I'm gonna give y'all my thoughts on Jamal Bryant and why Kamala had to go speak in his church.
You said something is wrong with brothers who don't know how to support a sister.
Yeah. Full stop.
And Mordecai was man enough to know that in order for me to be a man, I got to know how to support a woman. Something is wrong with brothers who don't know how to support a sister.
And I want to say I am divorced because I cheated. I divorced because of my infidelity, not because of irreconcilable differences, but because I broke that covenant. And so I had to go through a healing process for myself on what is it that was in me that would go outside of the bounds of my covenant, my agreement, and to risk my family for somebody I never wanted to be with.
So, as you hear that, he said Mordecai had to learn how to be something or something for a woman so he could be a man. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, there is nothing about a woman that makes you a man. I'm gonna say this again. There is nothing about a woman that makes you a man. I know a lot of men like to live through their penises and feel like conquering or bedding women makes you a man, but that has nothing to do with being a man. One of the things I like to look at if I decide if I'm being a man or I think another man knows he's a man is responsibility. Simple and put. How does a man take care of his responsibilities? The things that he's supposed to be over and the things that he said that he commands and controls. Like, are you responsible for those things? Do you take care of those things? Are you a stand-up guy? Are you a man of your word? These are things that I look for in men to decide if you are a man. So if you decide to be with a woman and say that it is your woman and take on that responsibility of her being your woman and you fail at that, you are technically not being a man in that instance. But a woman does not make or break a man. Also with Jamal Bryant, I don't know if a lot of y'all know this, but since y'all just seen it, Jamal Bryant got caught in Baltimore cheating on his wife at the time. Had a baby on her. Don't forget that he had a baby on her. He lied until the DNA test came back and said, "Hey, nigga, this your baby." And now he's in Atlanta pastoring another church. What's even crazier about the church that he's pastoring, do y'all know that that's Bishop Eddie Long's church? Do y'all know that? Do y'all know that Bishop Eddie Long had got in trouble for sleeping with underage boys, sending these guys pictures of him? Did y'all know that? In biker shorts, looking like he was getting ready for a good buck breaking. Did y'all know that? Maybe y'all didn't. But now you got to ask yourself, why are all these sexual deviants in church, leading church, in the congregation? A lot of homosexualities in these places. You see a lot of brokerage leading the choir or in the choir or passing out pamphlets. You see a lot of whores coming into church with a night of partying and sexual pervertedness, and now they come to church with the same outfit on, smelling like burnt rubber. Why is this allowed in the black community? If you look at that video that I just played of Jamal Bryant, it's not a man in sight. If you look at that video, that's a congregation. It's not a man in sight, a pulpit full of whores. I'm gonna tell you this, a congregation full of whores. I'm gonna tell you this. I seen this video on TikTok, and the girl said, a woman's final form is acting like she's saved. Is acting like she's saved. We've been seeing a lot of these whores, Brittany Renner, your Black Chinas, a lot of these Jasmine Cashmere. She even married a pastor. We see a lot of these women who are whores use the church as their final form. Jamal Bryant said it's misogynistic. Nigga, we talking about the Bible. Ain't the Bible misogynistic? Don't men supposed to be over on women? Ain't it God over man, man over child? I mean, man over woman, woman over child. Ain't that how it go? So what are we talking about right now? You got to think about this. This is a man that left his church in Baltimore and now is over a congregation in Atlanta. Just think about the temptation you see in Atlanta. Baltimore is one thing, but Atlanta, with all of the whores and BBLs and the freaks and the old freak Nick hoes trying to get they souls cleansed. You mean to tell me he ain't still out here doing the same thing? These are the people that y'all want to put in y'all pulpits and run y'all churches, as the men that y'all know are weak with their flesh. And he has the nerve to sit here and tell black men they being misogynistic. Well, what were you doing when you were sleeping with this outside woman and getting her pregnant? Do you know how of a fucked up person you got to be over a congregation? You're supposed to be the leader of people, and doing your dirt, you don't do enough to cover your tracks. Like my mom used to always say this, it's a right way to do the wrong thing. You think if I was out here with all these people that I'm leading, married, gonna have a mistress, and I'm gonna get her pregnant? Just think about that. So we have concrete evidence of you cheating out here, but you mean to tell me you just such a fucked up person, you don't give a damn? It's like, fuck it, this pussy that good, I'ma nut it and get you pregnant, and then I'ma lie about it, but now I can't lie no more. What about the other pastor that they got? What his name? John Gray, I think that's his name. Out here cheating on his wife multiple times. She ain't left yet. Cheating on his wife multiple times. It ain't just one, multiple times. And I can't lie to y'all. Like, I understand it, because a lot of these guys ain't nothing but pimps. Like I said, y'all don't see none of these pastors. When y'all see these clips of these pastors, y'all see none of these guys with Bibles in their hand. Now, one of these guys have Bibles in their hand. They just say, fuck the Bible. We don't care what goes on. We're going to just preach feel good stuff, because in the Bible, it tells you about loose women and not being whores and how you supposed to maneuver with your body. But if you preach that, you're going to lose half your congregation in one Sunday. Y'all know y'all ain't supposed to be having these children out of wedlock, but y'all still standing up here acting like it's okay, acting like y'all ain't the detrimental to our community because women control reproduction. That's y'all only responsibility that everybody has said, but then y'all want to push it off and say, no, it takes two. No, men always want to have sex. And if we still having these conversations in 2024 about it takes two to have sex, it does not. Your responsibility as a woman that we know for sure is reproduction. You decide when you open up your legs of why they got a word. And typically that word is rape. And typically that's geared towards women. So if you say yes, it only takes your yes. It's your body, your choice. You don't get to later on, and that's why I said I don't believe in abortion. Making sure you don't get pregnant happens before you get into the bedroom, not after you leave the bedroom. This is the part, and it's so weird that we have so many men talking about they Democratic with all the weirdo shit that's going on over there on that side. So let me tell y'all why Kamala had to come to this church and speak at a church, because she was at one of her rallies trying to be, get a nigga told or get one of her the people in the rally told, because she has to be the quote unquote black woman, and getting people told is what black bitches do because they're so fucking annoying. So somebody said something about Jesus and she said, "Oh, you at the wrong rally." Well, if they said something about Jesus, of course, now y'all didn't showed your hand. Of course, y'all don't believe in God or morality. Y'all believe in killing kids. And my whole stands on abortion. First of all, if the mother's life is in danger, they do a C-section or they induce her. They don't do an abortion. So let's cut that out. Also, I think nobody's arguing about rape and incest when it comes to abortion. Not the Republicans, not Democrats. We all agree on this side. But that's like a 0.1% of people who is actually doing abortion. So why y'all always use the small things to defend the big things? I always say it's like using a pencil to hold up a house. That's the foundation of y'all argument when it comes to abortion. Let's say that everybody should be able to prove if you've been raped or if part of incest. If you could prove that, cool. That's what we can have an abortion. Everybody else that's using it for as a contraceptive, y'all just gonna be shit out of luck because y'all don't learn your lesson, because there's a lot of y'all that had 2 and 3 of these motherfuckers. Then when you looked at the video that I just played with the congregation that was there, you see all the AKA paraphernalia on. All the AKA paraphernalia on. W.E.B. Du Bois talked about the black boule and how that it was going to hurt the black community. Now Kamala, oh my gosh, she's an AKA. She went to a HBCU. Duh. Do y'all know they have affirmative action? They have to have so many people go there of a different race to meet a quota. Do y'all know, like right now on TikTok, I see a white girl, lily white, blonde hair white girl, couple of them on TikTok in black sororities. A few years ago, they had a white boy that was a Kappa strolling. A few years ago, he was like the big dog of the Kappa. They were like, "Oh, this white boy smooth and woo de woo." They were trying to act like he was doing some shit that the niggas weren't doing. Like, what are we doing here? Why y'all be letting everybody to the fucking barbecue? W.E.B. Du Bois said, "Hey, this black boule, your sororities and your fraternities gonna fuck us up." And now everybody want to say, "Oh, she black because she went to HBCU and she signed up to go scroll and get slapped on the ass or get initiated to some shit you gotta get your ass beat." That does not help the black community whatsoever. Yeah, they always talking about the charity and shit that they do. Have y'all ever seen them motherfuckers on the side of the highway picking up trash or cleaning up parks or throwing fundraisers for people in just black communities? I have personally never seen it. Now they do community shit on campus. Okay, fine. But what about just out there? There's a lot of y'all motherfuckers out there. Y'all don't never, y'all take all these donations to get initiated or be signed up, and then y'all still have to pay dues after that. So what the fuck the money going? Like I said, when you watch this Jamal Bryant video, it ain't nothing but women. And I'm gonna say something. It would be easier to probably pull a woman at church than it'd be easier to pull a woman at the club. It'd be easier to pull a woman at church than it'd be to pull a woman at the club. You want me to tell you how I know? Because I've experimented with this. Church girls are so easy and freaky. They want to do the nasty right before church service start. They ready. They want to get bent over. They want you to beat their back out. They want you to dominate. They want to scream, "Oh God, oh God, oh God!" And then in the same with the same mouth, they want to get in the church front row and scream, "Oh God, oh God, oh God!" And you got to ask yourself, so why don't men go to church if I know that it's a church full of whores? Church is that bad that men don't even want to go to church to even just get some pussy. The bare minimum just to get some pussy. Niggas would rather dodge bullets nighttime with smoke-filled rooms and women that don't really look as good, and you can't really see how they look, but a well-lit place. You ain't got to worry about dodging bullets. You ain't got to worry about the live music. You could just sit there and then see somebody afterwards and hold your Bible and then get into these singles ministry to get closer to the women and stuff. Men still avoid those things. Because at this point, we know that most of the men that go to church is either probably going to be on the prowl just to slang that Peter whack, or they're going to be men who are broke wrist. Like I said, you ain't got no but pimps, hoes, and homosexuals. You got to understand, feminism has taken over the church so bad, it's pervasive. And you can see it so bad. That's why that's why you never see any Bibles in these preachers' hand, because if you actually preach that doctrine, you're going to lose your congregation. I got to preach feel good stuff, or I'm going to lose this money that's coming in here. There was a video on TikTok. Black man said he wanted to start a church. Said another pastor told him, go to the bank. He said, hey, I can't get funded. He said, no, we got a bank that we all go to. Said he went to the bank. The bank told him they can give him a loan, but this is a pamphlet of things you can and cannot say. When I was talking about W.E.B. Du Bois, he was also talking about how Margaret Sanger was trying to use them, or did use them, to push abortion in the church. So much so that we have people in church talking about women's reproductive rights. And it's weird that y'all will put y'all bodies in the hands of niggas y'all just met, people that ain't married y'all, or the American government. That is fucking insane. You know what's even worse? All of the videos that I've been seeing on TikTok of women speaking out about all of the horse shit that they see at the HBCU homecomings. Let me tell you, I went to Alabama State and Alabama A&M back-to-back weekends, homecomings. It was a lot of ass out. And like a dude said, I can't tell the difference between a doctor, the lawyers, or just a bitch that just came out here to party because her cousin goes to the school, or she just coming for Glorilla or Sexy Red and stuff like that. Like, I don't know. She just out here having a good time. They all look alike. Another young lady said, damn, you out here with your ass out at homecoming, and you don't know what alumni are going to come back that you're going to be in front of that could potentially give you a fucking job, bitch. I'm talking about, I'm seeing these videos back to back on TikTok. And I'm like, this is what we come to. So I understand why Jamal Bryant can still be up in the pulpit and y'all let him. And like I said, y'all make sure y'all like the